Alrighty, well there's not much to it. So once you've got it on, you've got a run and a stop here. So it tells you everything if you want to change your direction of what you're spinning, just to evenly grind the discs a little bit more. You can do that. You've got your speed up and down for your RPM here. You've just got the amperage and the voltage that'll tell you. I think you guys are running it at 230. And then you've got your RPM here of whatever you're doing. So you guys will probably want to have it around 500 RPM for the segs that you've got. On the bottom here, this is just the breaker to turn the breaker on. So it's already on, so once that's plugged in, that should already be all good.
So we're gonna grind the concrete as far as I understand.
Yep.
So what we're gonna set? Should we like how we gonna
You'll
set?
probably have it about 500 RPM though. But operating the machine, you kind of, depending what you're doing on the grinding, you got to look at the floor and kind of make your own decision whether you want to up the RPM or slower the RPM. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you want it to be more aggressive or less aggressive, or if
Okay.
it's too harsh, you got to kind of feel it in the machine. You know what I mean?
Okay, how
And
am I
look
gonna
at what
change
you
it?
want. So here, so it tells you all the directions here. So you've got a plus and a minus.
Oh, and the display gonna show the
Yeah,
RPMs.
so this will
yeah.
display all your RPMs, your voltage, and everything. And if you forget, you can just look at this. And it'll
Yeah,
tell you what
and
they're all for again.
RPM up and down, right? This one.
Yep. So up down speed. Yep.
Up
that
down.
one,
Up
that
down
one.
speed here. Okay.
And then that's up down there. Sorry for the RPM.
And you said change direction. It's like clockwise or counterclockwise.
Yeah. So
Why
it just
should I do it?
it just evenly
Where the
like
dice-
where's the blades.
Yeah.
So they'll get a bit of an angle on them as they're grinding. So if you flip it around, they'll wear more evenly, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh.
So they won't burn out as quickly, pretty much. So you get a bit more usage
How
out of
often
them.
I have to change directions?
Well, yeah, it's
Once
just-
an hour? Or?
You kind of got to make your own decision looking at the floor, you know what I mean? So once you're looking at the floor, if you're seeing that it's starting to get a bit rough, switch it over
Oh,
and then
okay.
evenly wear out the blades. So it's kind of hard to tell you because you kind of have to make your own
No,
judgment.
I got it.
when
I got
when
it.
you're
Yeah,
grinding
yeah,
the floor.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe 30 minutes.
Let's put these on. Yeah.
What's this?
These are the diamonds here. So
Oh.
these are what go up underneath the machine. So they're double-headed segs. So
One more
these
thing,
will
like
do-
if you see like just 1/6 inch left, and you're
Mhm.
gonna change it. Like if
Yeah.
you use it entirely, and you're gonna damage all the disc. underneath.
Okay, you means like this one goes if it's like up
Yeah,
to
it's just-
16,
yeah,
so
yeah,
one
so
So you
eight.
don't
Yeah,
want to,
yeah,
once there's
130. Yeah.
a couple mil left on it, you
Yeah.
want to start watching it and then start replacing it. Like
So
that.
normally, like every 6 hours, it's better to check underneath and how air
Yeah.
diamonds. Like I saw many times destroying the machine.
Okay, should we install this one by ourselves?
Yeah, it's easy. Like
Yeah, it's
So
easy.
where
just-
it's going? Should
So
we?
you just
Yeah,
have to
just
tip the
tap it.
machine back.
Yeah.
So these weights here, they move back as well to help tip the machine back. So these weights, if you're also wanting to put
Could you show us how you just gonna
So-
flip it?
So if you're wanting to put a bit more grinding pressure forward or back, so if you want it to not be so heavy on the front, you can put the weights at the back and it'll take a bit of pressure off the front.
Okay, this is like a weights.
Yeah, if you
right?
want it to be heavier at the front here, put them all the way forward and it'll put more weight on.
So
the
what
floor.
should we do when we're grinding the concrete? This way or?
It's up to you, man. You gotta kind
No,
of
no,
make
you
your own.
gotta push. This is very heavy. Right?
Yeah.
So you gotta push all the time, not pull back. You can't.
Yeah, and you want to be. It's a hard machine to. You got to let it do it the work itself, if you know what I mean. So you
Oh,
don't want to be
you-
pushing on it like this. You just want to slowly put your weight on it.
Okay,
and
you just guide
turn
it.
Yeah, you just guide it. You don't like push it.
Yeah,
It kind of
it's
self.
better to your wrists like that.
Yeah,
It's much easier.
Yeah.
To your body weight sometimes.
it's not
Okay.
a fast. It's not a fast machine. It's a slow process as you
You
go
can try to
along.
go even.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, just with these, just again, you just don't want to wear them down because there's discs underneath, and if you start wearing the discs, these won't slide on properly.
Mm-hmm.
So when you slide these on, there's just a little, like a little metal notch there, and it just slides on like that.
Oh,
And then the weight of it, and because as it's spinning around, it's throwing it out,
okay.
so it's got nowhere to go.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So what's the hazard working with that machine? What should
hazards,
we do? Yeah.
everything. Don't get close to it, or these ones are pretty good. Like they don't really kick back, or it's not gonna like start just spinning around all of a sudden and throw you with it. So Other than that, I would just wear a mask. while
What
using
about
this,
like
so-
how much we have like a big area?
Yeah.
So should we like put danger tape around it?
I would, just so no one comes. Mainly for silica, so like even you're going to be running the vacuum, but I would just put up a little bit of tape. And just
Always
say,
dust control,
yeah,
right?
dust is just, like that vacuum's pretty good and it will suck up a lot of dust, but you still want to not.
Yeah,
You want to
so
wear a mask while doing it. Yeah, and shit like
Caution
that.
tape
'Cause
around the work area.
exactly, all that shit's pretty.
And-
It's
serious.
better to wear a mask.
yeah, and
Yeah, I would
technically
wear a mask.
no people around, right?
Yeah, you won't want anyone.
Like
around.
we've seen how much feet the way we
And
could
try to
steal.
make it a really good ventilation all the time. So there's a lot
Have
of
the
dust
dust
coming.
collector
Even,
going.
Yeah, yeah.
Suck negative air.
yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of remains dusts under the floor.
Yeah.
It's not really flowing, but it's under the floor. There still remains dust, and you can generate some.
This jockey wheel comes off as well. There's just a little pin up in here that you got to pull out to take the jockey wheel off. You can do that when you're grinding and then put it back on if you want to move it to another room or something like that. Or if it's too much of a pain to keep pulling it off, you can just wind it up and just leave it up the front there.
But technically I can work with this on and this off.
What's that?
You said that I have to take it off.
Yeah,
Should
there's
I
a little
take it
clip.
off?
You don't have to, but so if you're going to be moving room every 5 minutes, it's probably better to just leave it on.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to move it with the jockey wheel on. If you've got the jockey wheel off, you have to tip it
And
back.
this is adjustment.
Yeah, that's the adjustment there for it.
How am I gonna set the heights?
So when you take the jockey wheel off, it's going to be sitting fully on it. on the
Okay, so
ground.
no
So
adjustment.
that's what I'm meaning. Like you want this fully off the ground. So these are in the way, but you wind it all the way up, and then until the concrete diamonds are fully touching the ground.
Okay.
So this will be fully on the ground. Like that.
Normally
Okay.
we take this off, right, for the regular.
Not really, no, because they need to move it around and
Yeah.
shit like that. So,
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Lift it
Okay.
up. Oh yeah, are you meaning like if they're grinding?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're grinding, you can take it off, like if you're doing a big space. But if you have to move rooms, like you do 5
Rooms,
minutes in one
rooms.
room and then you got to take it to another room, I would just wind it all the way up and just leave it on, save putting it on
Okay.
and off all the time.
So how I connect the dust machine to this one?
So there's just a vacuum. So the electrician's going to wire everything up, so you won't have to do that. But
Okay.
There's just the back of the hose goes on here. There's just this plastic clip. I'll just leave it on. You can take it off, and it goes in from there, and then the other end connects into the
There.
vacuum there.
We have the
And do we have like the hose?
And on the vacuum, yeah. So just push that.
So I gonna
Yeah,
connect
so
it there, right?
And then when you want to take it out, you just got to push this down,
Oh, okay.
just so it doesn't, because people pull the vacuum by the hose, and it always pulls the hose out. So you just have to release that to pull the hose, so you're not pulling it out all the time like that. And just with this, it's literally a green button, turn on, turn off. That's it.
So turn on, turn off.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, and that hose, this is a black one, right?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about this hose. This is all.
No, how I gonna connect to there?
Yeah, what's that?
This one.
No, that's what I'm saying. That hose there.
Oh, I see. I
connects
didn't
to
see.
the
it.
back of
Okay,
to
that
this,
clear
yeah.
hose, right?
This
Okay,
is
so
all-
what about this one? It's like a bag.
Yeah, so this dust bag will keep, it's an endless dust bag, so you can keep pulling it down as it goes. It's a little bit like a body bag, to be honest. So like, you kind of want to, there's zip ties up here. So you just want to zip tie it and cut it off and zip tie the bag. So it's just an endless bag.
Okay, how often I have to change it?
Just
Every-
as much as the dust comes out. You know what I mean? So if it starts to get too heavy and it's full and it's coming out the side, then you'll know that you need to change it. 'Cause, otherwise, you have a body bag start forming. And then if you need to replace that, it's not super complicated, but you lift once the bag's fully empty, you lift this up, you turn it, you take it off, and there's a box over there, and it kind of comes. They've already got like blue. You can just give us a call if they need to do that. Come
I
and
saw
put
the
it on.
bags, yeah.
But you just slot it in there, and then you just put this back around it, and then you just got to kind of pull it. There's a video. If you just give us a call, I'll send you the link or whatever.
Sounds good, yeah.
It's a 2 minute.
And also this one is auto shaking machine. So every 5 seconds or 10 seconds, right?
It goes
I think it's
boom, boom,
yeah,
boom,
I think
boom,
it's
boom.
every couple minutes.
Like
Okay.
really, there's a really big noise, so just let you know. It's gonna shake all the.
You shouldn't really ever have to shake out the dust filter or anything like that. It should all do that. So it's been pretty good, these machines.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. So like when you have some technical questions, like just call us and Oscar and I will.
It's a lot to remember. I'm going to be honest, like if you forget something, I would just search up the
I'll call you
780
guys,
on
yeah.
YouTube and watch a 2-minute video on it, and then it's just, you can keep referring back to that, you know what I mean? Because I've told you a lot and it's a lot to kind of take in all at once. So.
Okay.
Okay.
But other than that,
Great.
good luck. Let us know
Thanks
how
very
it
much,
goes.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this